softwares, libraries, cloud computing, compilers, games, scanning. Why? Because I already said you, like C++ is a very faster language. Anything in an operation which you need to perform really quickly, right? Let's say tomorrow you are playing some video game, let's say Need for Speed, in which things happens very quickly, right? Objects keep on changing very quickly, all those things. So in such cases, you need a lot better efficiency, right? And using a low level language such as C++ will give you that capability of doing things faster. So yeah, that is not. Uh, so let's look on to some of the advantages of C++ as a language. Okay, C++ is a very low level programming language. So actually, it is closer to the operating system. As I already said, it is very much closer to your operating system, your computer hardware. Hence, it is very faster, right? Also, if you might have explored competitive programming, right? You might have seen a lot of people, all of them are deep diving onto C++ as a language. They do not prefer Python, they do not prefer JavaScript. They can prefer Java depending upon their interest. But usually you will find people only doing CP in these two languages, C++ and Java, right? Why is it so? Because its runtime speed of C++ language is very faster. It can perform operations really quickly. So that is the case. Okay. It has a relatively clear and mature coding standards. Since C++ language has been there for almost, you can say it's been almost 30 years from now when it developed. So it has a lot of clear and mature coding standards, right? Whatever you will see, whatever syntax you are using, it has a very well structured and well defined uh, modulation or formulation of that syntax, right? We also do have functionality or capability of modularity, which basically includes, let's say you want to wrap around the common data altogether into a single, file or a single function. So you can wrap around the same code, which you can use at multiple expect or multiple. So what you can do is you can wrap around that code into, let's say, some sort of function, and then you can just try to invoke that function again and again, and then this will help you in the solving the problem of ability or readability. No, you do not have to write that code again and again, that same logic onto the code again, right? You can just write it at one place and you can keep it there. And whenever you want to use it, you can keep it from, you can start from there only, right? It's the let's say you are okay, and let's say you are building a project for your college. Okay, and then you will not do it in different rooms, right? You won't do like something like, okay, I will make my project into my study room, and then tomorrow you are saying, okay, that is one part of it. Now I will go onto my bedroom, and then I will try making another project there from the really fresh start. You won't do that, right? You can reuse the same project, right, and then build on top of it. So that is the functionality here as well with modularity. So as you can perform modularity, it can give you the power of reusability and readability as well. Since you are not repeating stuff again and again, right? Since you are not writing the stuff again, you can basically reuse and make your code readable. Don't worry, we will see all those things if you are being confused with a lot of new terms and specs. Right? It's not that difficult, but yeah, it can happen if you are doing and looking into it first time. Yeah. So as I already told you, it is also a multi-paradigm programming language. Why? I told you that it is basically made up of two things. Like it can have functionality or the operability of the two different paradigms. Right. First one is object-oriented paradigm, and the second is procedural programming paradigm, right? So since it has the beauty of the two worlds, right? So that's why we call this language as multi-paradigm. Now let's look some of the disadvantages of C++ as a language. So C++ does not offer you garbage collection. What does it mean by garbage collection? You will see as you go. So let's say today, today you are making food in your home. Okay, you built your food and you ate it up. Now, whatever utensils you might have used, you need to clean it up by yourself, right? By your end. Similarly, is the case with C++. If you might have used some of the variables there or some of the data you might have stored there, that data you might have stored somewhere in the RAM, right? So that RAM will not be freed up by themselves. You need to manually do it, which is not the case with some of the high level languages. If you see Python, if you see Java, they do have destructors which can call upon themselves, right? But here you need to manage these things manually. Don't worry, these concepts we will see. Look on. It's just I'm just giving you a overview or a brief level things. Okay. If you do not understand what is garbage, right? So it's like you have in your home you might have some waste, right? Home waste, dustbins, and then if let's say your that vehicles for cleaning your wastage or home wastage, they are not coming to collect, right? So you have to then manage it manually, right? You need to go somewhere to actually dump that garbage, right? That waste. If someone is not actually handling it, right? So that is the case with C++. C++ does not give you that extra flexibility. You need to actually do it by your end. You need to manage it manually. But I always feel that automation is one thing, but this management of the manual things will give you a lot of power as well in a C++ language. That we will see later on. So the second thing is use of pointers. So there is a term which is known as pointers, which actually store the address of someone's data. Let's say you are two people, okay? There is one guy, let's say Rahul, and then there is his friend, okay? So Rahul, and then there is, let's say, some other one. Let's say you can call any name you can take, okay? Raghavan, okay? Rahul and Raghavan. Two people are there. So now Raghavan wanted to go to school, but due to some reason, let's say tomorrow there is their exams, okay, in the school. They wanted to go to school, but due to some reason, Raghavan was unable to be present in the examination hall. Now, with that, since Rahul is his best friend, he was not feeling good about him, like he has missed the exam. So what he can do is, since he has his address, so he can go there, he can check what has happened with Raghavan, right? Why Raghavan is not there. So that is the concept with pointers. With pointers you can actually take the help of other friend and try to inquire like what happens. You can try to actually able to solve their problems. So that is the thing with pointers. It actually help to point out someone else data location, all those things. Okay, absence of garbage collector, that is very similar to the first point. Since we need to manage everything manually, there is a absence of this garbage collector. And then there is a lack of security. Why? Because there is a procedural programming language. You might have global variables like global data you might have stored somewhere. Okay. That global data or that information can be accessed by any piece of code which you have written. That could increase the security aspect of your uh, language, right? In terms of security, we can't rely on C++. So yeah, that there are some of the things, some of the heads up. Okay. I think it's been a long time, so let me check how many of you are still here. Okay, let me stop sharing for a moment. Now, at the moment, we might have gone to a lot of expats, lot of terminologies, and your mind might be like, how things are going, right? So, I just wanted to take a moment and wanted to help you guys any sort of doubts with this. Guys, any sort of doubts?
Sir, I didn't understand the disadvantages part of them, sir, especially the lack of security.
Don't worry. That's a very good answer. Like that's a very good question. Uh, just give me 5 minutes, okay, and then we will look on to this as well. Okay, Pandi. Take a small short break of 5 minutes. We do not have to sit free. Okay, as a convention, we all have which is actually important. So let me share up my screen again. Guys, this is actually mandatory. First, say with speed, right? And the timing, right? Timing when this session was started. So it's 7:30. Classes of DSA, right? DSA is like C++ programming plus DSA. So just wanted to give a heads up. Session ID. Just request to all of you. You need to fill this form, right? This is actually mandatory to each one of us. Actually, I also have to fill this form. For me, it's a different one, but I do also have to uh, my attendance. So and then probably from we can move on, right? So it's A116 and today 26. Yeah, yeah, you can arrange where you today's. Honestly, no worries. Whatever you have felt, you can basically mark it up here, and let me copy this and guys, just a request. Please fill this form up, okay? And session ID is 116. And we can continue our class at 8:41, right? We will resume from there.